What's up, everybody?
Whoop, whoop.
It is Monday. Welcome back to another episode of Stony Stone, and my producer Eric,
The one and only.
the one and only. We have a special guest today, as Richard Mootry. What's going on, Richard?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, he is here to talk about some
Hey.
exciting things. Kings of Clear Lake. Talking
Kings
about
of
licking
Clear
the
Lake.
stamp and sending it. So tell us what's going on. Let's put all the rumors to rest. Let's hear it right from the horse's mouth.
Okay.
What is going on with Kings of Clear Lake?
All right. So I've been trying over the last few hours trying to put some information out in regards to Kings. I got a phone call late last night in regards to the status of the Kings tournament and how it was being run, and I decided, and I was given the opportunity to continue the Kings of Clear Lake tournament, right? And then obviously once that happens, and I put out a Facebook post in the Catfish Clear Lake Catfish page, expressing the fact that hey, the tournament's gonna last, it's gonna stay, all this stuff, and then I got into the nitty gritty of what was going on, and there were some things that happened before I took over that I found out that just weren't in line with what I wanted to do this year. Listen, this year, somehow the tournament dates that are on the flyer, the 25th and 26th and 27th. I think the captain's meeting was on the 25th. Those dates that are on the flyer that were in there in August, I think it was August or October of last year when we set this together, were in place. Well, at some point, and I don't know when, how, where, I wasn't involved in it then, so I'm not going to go into how, when, why, but on the DFW website, and shout out to Steve Harkoff to bringing some things to my attention, that the dates did not align with our tournament. And they had moved the dates to April 19th and 20th, which obviously there's two things going on. One's 420.
Oh, happy Easter 420. I got some shirts on my website.
Right. And the second thing is that's Easter week. It's Easter weekend. Now,
Wait, Easter's on 420?
Yes.
Oh, shit. So that religion of yours is really going to start taking off.
I already have a logo and a shirt and everything. It says Happy Easter 420. You got to check it out.
So, I looked at that, and I understand there are a lot of team members that have families, right, and celebrate Easter in traditional and non-traditional ways, and to have a tournament on that particular weekend, it just didn't fit in the message that I wanted to bring to this tournament. Now, the reason why I say that is because as of last night, Permit Development Consultants is now the owner of and director of that tournament moving forward, right?
Congratulations.
That's who I am now. So I'm making that decision to not have the bash. Sorry, Jake.
We're having the bash.
We're having the bash.
Too many things going on.
Not having the Kings of Clear Lake tournament this year. I have decided that the 90 days between now and then, it was enough, but the dates didn't align with the message that I wanted to put out.
Makes sense.
And looking at the DFW website, there are tournaments, and you guys can go and look yourself. There are tournaments, and they took the tournament qualifications from 3 tournaments in a weekend to 2 because of the Golden Muscle situation and all. So they're booked out until October.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's nothing available in that time slot, in those weekends that was aligned with what we want to do. Not doing one in the Spawn, which we talked about before, that's out. And then you're getting into some of the bash time limits in October and September and December, and I didn't want to affect that at all either. So I elected to not do the tournament this year. I wanted to put that on the Kings of Clear Lake website, but I haven't gotten admin access, so I can't do that yet. So I figured I'd come in here and do it.
It's a good place to do it,
online.
Richard.
Yeah. So
Our 5 followers appreciate it.
these are the entire didn't say it, right?
Keith is very happy that he knows this information now, and he's going to
right.
spread it out.
That's
along,
right.
Clear
It'll
Lake.
go. We've got some people watching here.
Share
so,
this podcast. Get the word out.
Right.
No Kings this year for very valid reasons.
So importantly, there is a message that I'm going to be sending out here, and I said I was going to wait until I got these admin rights. I don't know who's an admin of that page, but I've asked for admin rights so I can put out this public announcement of what we intend to do next year. And I mean, I've got some major ideas, and some of the stuff I've been involved with already. We're going above and beyond, and I'm already on it. And we're going to do some heavy promotion. And my biggest job is to get the people who were not going to fish this year, because I know there were some who aren't.
I'm one of those that wasn't fishing this year.
My biggest thing is to get those members and those anglers back to this tournament and make it bigger and better than it was before. Nice. And the things that I've got in place are going to be big. They're going to be big.
And I've worked with you on a few projects. You know, you're very in tune with the Bash.
Yes.
You and I did work on some Kings of Clear Lake stuff in the past that didn't pan out the way we wanted it to.
Right.
You know, so we definitely know the challenges with how that tournament was being run.
Right.
And there's definitely lots of areas for improvement. And I think you're the guy to take it to that level.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
It's just a matter of seeing what you have up your sleeve and what support you need and who you're going to be reaching out to. But everybody's always telling me, I always tell people I'm not getting involved in anything else. Well, I have
a excuse.
It depends on who talks to you, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just kind of sitting in the corner waiting to see what help Richard needs, and if he needs my help, I'm here to see what I can do to help him. If not, I don't take anything personal. I'm here to do what I'm doing. I'm helping Jake with the Bash, and we all. So here's a kind of cool thing. I get a lot of people always saying, "Why do we need all these different tournaments?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is you don't need any of them.
Right.
We want them. Right? That's a want thing.
Exactly.
And I look at when Kings of Clear Lake started, it's changed names. It wasn't always Kings. I think it was Whisker something or other before.
Wow.
Wild West, Whiskers. Yeah. So it's morphed, right? There's a lot of ideas, a lot of things going, and it definitely has some potential. And they molded that over the whole pro tournament style, with a 3-bag limit, doing a 2-day fish. And it's a great format, right?
Absolutely.
What Jake is doing is different. Right, Jake is doing the 1-day. I love to call it. The nickname I have for the Bash is Dash for the Cash.
Dash for Cash.
It's a 1-day hit and run. It's not at all, in my mind, competing with the pro style tournament because that's a different animal.
It is.
And it just gives the anglers lots of choices to do something they love to do. You want to do a series? Do the 1-day thing with Jake. You don't want to do it. You can only do one tournament a year.
Right.
I can do Kings of Clear Lake. It's gonna be a great event. Knowing that Richard's involved in it, it's can only be a great event.
And Keith has major faith in Richard on doing this.
All right. Yeah.
Also, so one silly comment that we have is Darren being like, "Give us time to get better at beating Stoney next year." Bro, you're already good at beating Stoney. Like, it's not, you have already,
that won't take long. That won't take long.
Yeah, you've already solidified how to do that.
Yeah, so Jake's, and what the Bashes are doing are, once again, what you said are totally different. Once again, you got a 1-day and then you got a 2-day tournament, and the tournament styles are different. And one of the things that's going to happen with this tournament, and we're going to do some major promoting, major social media.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing interviews on and off camera up until on and off the water. Even when people are going out to fish, to practice, whatever, we're going to start capturing some of the stuff that we're doing, like for the Catfish Wars, right? One of the main things, and I think people are going to get excited about this, is I am reaching out to some of my other entities and business itself for sponsorship of this particular tournament moving forward. So the prize money
drum roll, please,
will be
big.
bigger.
Bigger.
And when I don't mean a couple of $100. So
Ooh,
stay
like to hear
tuned
that.
for that. And
let's get those sponsorships up.
yeah. So well, obviously we're still looking at some of the donation sponsors and all, but the major there's going to be levels to our sponsorship, and I'm not one to bicker. I'm not one to nitpick and things. I have ideas that are going to have tier levels, like we talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the big boys, and you got the participants.
You're not interested in grabbing a bunch of logos to throw on your banner.
No,
you want
and that's
people
not
that
going to
are
happen. That's
committed
not going to happen, right? And also,
if you want the logo on the banner, you gotta put in that money, get
gotta
that
pay.
prize.
and quite frankly, I've got some people that have committed to it. They don't even want to be on the logo.
They just want a silent
partner
of some sort.
Yeah, so
That's
they just
the
want the success of whatever I'm involved in, and they know that I'm gonna do my best to make it as best as I can. So the one thing I am still looking for is I cannot do this, and even though I have done it, management stuff is what I do. Can't do it myself, so I am putting a team together to run this tournament from here until. But I'm not asking anybody to do anything. This is a volunteer kind of thing. So if you're wanting to do something, then that's when you'll contact me. I don't need advice.
Are you sure?
I don't.
We got some advice for you.
Let me write
a whole bunch of advice.
Let me give you a dissertation.
I don't need advice.
Well, Richard, I've been doing this for years now. I know what to do.
I don't need advice.
I got some advice. I've never caught a catfish. Right. I got some advice for you.
That's just a true statement. I don't need advice. There are some working, and once again, I'm going to put out some information on the tournament page. And if I don't get access to the tournament, I will create a new one.
There you go.
I will start over, and then formulate a following from there and get the message out. But a team is important. Obviously, I can't do things myself. And as stubborn as I am, I still know that people have ideas that are better than mine. And I'm willing to work with anybody who's willing to work. And this is not just a seasonal thing. This is a year.
It's a year
round opportunity. And
there's a lot of busy work that just has to be done to make these things successful.
Yeah.
And it starts right when the other one's done. You're already planning for the next one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's what I'm looking for. And we've got, once again, there's some information. You guys are going to be really, really happy with the organizational stuff that's coming on. Kings of Clear Lake has its own email address. It will have its own entity. It will be its own entity. It will be me behind the scenes, but when you talk about Kings of Clear Lake, it will be Kings of Clear Lake. So it will become an entity within its own. And I'm going to try to keep as much of that in the Clear Lake community, right? But I'm excited. I really am. I'm looking forward to making this thing really, really good.
Are you looking at all to join the ACA at all? To help, because when you're doing bigger tournaments, they always say ACA is where you would need to be to get your I did it with mine that I did a few years ago, and there was a lot of benefits to it. If I would have kept with it, it was definitely an advantage to reach outside of California, and they had some really good perks. It costs a little bit of money, but something to look at. I know you're not looking for advice, Richard.
No. But once again, anything that's going to be in a promotional advantage or a positive to what we're doing in the future, hey, my ears and eyes are open to everything, right? I'm looking to go past the county and state lines to bring people in. And I know one of the things is money, that a prize fund is going to happen in there, but the ACA could probably shed some light and give some opportunities that go beyond that. So it's not something I'm not averse to at all.
Yeah, and when I talked to them on the California State Championship one that we did, and they were very instrumental in information and here's what you do. I mean, a lot of information. They were, all the way to the point of streaming it live across, all these different. There was so much that they were willing to help out with. Which, if you've seen any of the ACA tournaments, they're, when they stream those live, I'm like, that could be Kings of Clear Lake when you look at that.
Yeah,
but
and that's the thing. My ideas are going that far, and you have the weigh-in. I really want to get to you doing the weigh-in where you're rolling up and to be taking the fish out and the trailer and the can. Yeah, all that is in my sights.
Yeah.
Right, for this particular tournament. I want all eyes on this tournament moving forward. I want it to be something that people, even from states that aren't, not California, not close or whatever, Texas, Louisiana, whatever, I want people to put that on their calendar.
Absolutely.
To come out, right? Yeah. And not only is that going to help the Clear Lake community and county, whatever, all that, it's going to help us grow this tournament and the bash and all, because it all fingers off of each other, right? We have
a bash definitely fingers. We like our fingers on the Catfish.
So I thought I was going to stay away from these trigger words. The first time I've been on the podcast, I know
lots of triggers.
I got to watch the trigger words.
You don't be talking about rods or nothing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know.
I'll get you on something.
No, it's exciting stuff. And I think this is a huge opportunity for Blue Dream Productions to get involved with the media part of
absolutely,
filming and doing all stuff. So we will be talking about what we can do for you, what you can do for us, how it all works. But yeah, I can definitely see some stuff going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not asking. I'm not offering. That's the thing about me. I'm not expecting anybody to put in their hard-earned time in anything. Because time in the business opportunity is money. Your time is money. That's how people in business for themselves and have businesses, that's how they commute or they regulate what they do.
Right.
Is the time worth, is what I got to do worth the time, period. Right. Whether it be monetary or just enjoyment, there's a value that's put onto it. So, yeah, we're trying to create that type of atmosphere that makes people want to come.
Right. Is there any questions online that we need to address? Anybody got anything important?
Apparently, we may be a little... Some people aren't picking us up. Will the rules of King's Tournament stay the same?
Some of the rules will stay the same, but we are going to be adding some extremely important rules.
Oh, important rules.
Extremely important rules. Don't really want to go into a lot of detail, but this may not seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal. One of the things that I'm going to say what it is. One of the things is when you register for this tournament coming up, you will be providing your fishing license.
Yep.
And you will be providing your 2-pole license. I will need to see that.
What about a boater card? Just to make sure everybody's up to date with everything. If you're going to go to license, you might as well go to...
Here's the deal with that. If it was this year, no.
Well,
next year, absolutely.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, if they're making everybody have them, and we want to have a safe...
Absolutely.
Everything's protected. Yep. I mean, I would think for insurance purposes alone is that you want to make sure people have the right things, their license, their voter's card.
Absolutely. We don't want to have an organizational event and be liable for non-qualified people to be on the water in our event, because there's going to be other people on the water itself as well. So that's the main one. Your fishing license, and if you have a 2-pole sticker, once again, when we're going to be checking that, and we're going to have people on the water checking that. If you only got a single pole, and we go out and you got five poles out with 2 poles, there's going to be a problem.
So I think
be a problem.
I think that's a good thing that I need to talk to Jake about. We should probably incorporate something like that with what we're doing. Again, I think there's valid reasons for it.
Yeah,
just make sure everybody's on the up and up.
If you look at any type of fishing organization, if you catch the lake record or you catch anything that has some recorded value on it, if you don't have a valid license, it doesn't count.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And you're getting your stuff snatched.
And as Hugh taught us last batch, like, you got to make sure if you have a lake record potential, you got to find yourself an official scale.
Yeah.
Make sure all that stuff, everything is all in line, because if it's not in line, you didn't do it.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to deter anybody from fishing, but I don't want people to think that this is not your run-of-the-mill weekend kind of just la-di-da kind of tournament. It's coming up with some big money involved, and people want to make sure that whatever they're investing in, everybody is equal.
Yes.
Right? Everyone's above water.
Right, exactly. So
everything's a fair playing ground.
Fair playing ground, right? So yes, there's going to be some changes in the rules, and those are not the only two. Those are the two that we're discussing now, but there's going to be more. So there's more to come on that.
Yeah. Another question we have is Rebecca Behrens wants some validation that she is legit for helping out Stoney.
Huh?
Do you know Rebecca? She's like, Stoney can vouch for me for helping out and volunteering for this tournament. Can you vouch for her?
I don't know.
You better vouch for her.
I don't know.
You don't know her? Hey, Rebecca, do you have a relative named Eric Behrens? Because I have not seen that nickname or that last name outside my old neighbor.
Yeah.
And if so, that'd be really coincidental.
There was a couple other comments.
So what'll happen with the volunteer stuff is the core tournament committee, and let me look at my phone. I can tell you what items and what information that I'm looking at. Once we determine who the core committee group people are, then those committee people can have volunteers on to help do what they need them to do.
So you have a lead of some sort that may have people
exactly. I will defer to the committee of people that I have in place, and then they will be responsible for any kind of volunteer work.
Cool.
Okay. It's Kevin's wife.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, now you're okay.
Dude, I'm so bad with names. Kevin's wife, absolutely. Yeah, Kevin's wife.
Fucking embarrassing, Stoney.
I know. No, Kevin's wife is huge in helping out.
You are going to be so under the bus.
No, I know. Someone's getting jumped at this next tournament.
Kevin's wife does great with the bash, and she's helped. She'll do whatever you need, and so she definitely reach out to Richard, get on a committee of some sort. See, now you blew the picture up. I'm like, I know who it is. I'm so bad with names.
So, and just to run off some of the things that some of the committee team members that I'm looking for, and this is just right off the bat here: treasurer, social media, Facebook, IG, TikTok, advertising, banners and flyers and vendors, permits and regulations, rules chairman, right? Something that, with polygraphs in 2026 and tournament rules, weights and measures. That's during the event weights and placings, and sponsorships and donations. So there will be a person involved in each of those entities, and it may be one person doing more than one of those, but they will be responsible for those particular things, right, as we move forward. And those will be the people I will reach to solidify some of the stuff that we'll have moving in 2026. But once again, I can't do it all, and I'm looking for people to show their expertise in those fields. I can do it, but I prefer not to.
Hey, I got someone to help out with Stoney. Her name's Rebecca.
Hey, I heard Rebecca is sponsorship. Do you know her?
I do now.
You do. I do. For a minute there, I thought,
in case you needed a reminder, it's Kevin's wife is willing to help out.
Well, it's kind of like nobody knows my wife's name. They always know her as Stoney's wife.
Right.
She's like, I have no identity. Nobody knows me. If I'm not with you, they ignore me. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't tell you, but no, I get it. No, Rich, it sounds like you have a great thing going on. Yeah. Again, this goes back to my saying. I love to say, put up or shut up. Richard's saying, look, these are the positions. He's going to put it out there. You feel like you want to help out? Get on one of the committees. be part of the solution, not just part of the problem. There's a lot of people that want to just throw shit out and bitch and complain.
There's plenty of problems out on Clear Lake.
And it's like, I kind of get, being, with Jake doing the bash stuff, it gets tiring. I know Jake fields a lot of calls,
a lot of pressure,
and it's just everybody's got an opinion. It's like, look, just get involved. Quit having opinions.
There are a lot of opinions, and we know, and I know through business, and through business, you're never going to appease everybody. There's always going to be someone on the outside thinking that you can do things better, right? And those are the people, and those are the times where you just got to shut it down. And people in business and management tend to not disregard those things, right? But move past them if they're not productive, right? So that's me. I'm very no nonsense. I can be your best friend, but when it comes to business opportunities and business decisions, I make them and I move on.
Yeah.
Right.
And the biggest challenge I think we have in the catfish world, whether it's this tournament, your tournament, any of the tournaments, is the one thing that is plagued and hurting all of them is just the sportsmanship. The on the water sportsmanship, off the water sportsmanship, the Facebook, lack of professionalism, and people get on these rants and just start, with their opinions and start bad talking.
What opinions and rants on the internet? I don't know what you're talking about, Stoney.
It's counterproductive in a lot of cases, and I know Jake does a really good job on the bash to just squash it. And it's not like he's deleting comments and stuff because he's pissed off at people. I just don't want the drama. I don't want the negativity. So anything that's going to be negative, don't say it. Don't do it. I mean, if you're not supporting it in a positive way, it's better to just keep your mouth shut.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. And if any people know that I've been involved in the Kings of Clear Lake tournaments and sponsorship since 2022 when it started. And yes, I have put my foot down as far as sportsmanship and how people conduct themselves in regards to the tournament itself. Now, people's personalities, people are who they are, right? And they're going to do what they want to do. And until you become a detriment to what I've put my name on, that's when I draw the line. When you start deteriorating the productivity of what we're trying to do, that's when I can't have you involved. You can talk all you want, but when you start trying to influence people to not be a part of something that is greater for the community, it's bigger than you can't be part of what I'm doing. And that I have a no nonsense policy about that. And I've done it. I have banned people from my tournament. I have. And I have every right to do that. And it's not personal. It's business. It's just business. Because you can talk all you want, right? But when you start disrespecting people and affecting the integrity of who they are as a person and who they are business-wise, and you affect them financially, there's where we start drawing the line. And I've had it done to me, right? Where there's been some things that have been discussed about me and I didn't address them, where there was some information out there was untrue and I had to move forward through it. But when it becomes disrespectful, you can not like me, but you're going to have to respect me because of what I do is try to help the community. I'm not out here to affect anything in a non-positive way. So,
There you go. So, no disrespect. We wanted to have fun. Wanted to be a great time for everybody. And I know, again, on the bash, we are cracking down on that as well. And, sometimes things don't go as fast as other people like to see it. But at the end of the day, it's Jake's decision what he's doing with the bass. It's going to be Richard's decision what he's doing with Kings of Clear Lake. I don't know officially what's going on with the rodeo. I've heard a few different things that it may happen, it may not happen. I'm not even gonna guess what's going on. I would say if anybody wants to know what's going on with the rodeo, reach out to the guys that are organizing that, which I don't even know I don't know what was James and Billy
Yeah.
Eamon in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Yeah,
they've been
Billy
tied up
Eamon.
with a lot of different things with fighting fires and doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
shout out to Inman for out there doing what he's doing, man. That takes a lot. It really does. And if it affects the ability to put on a tournament and all, you got to take care of your family and what puts food on the table first.
Yep.
And all this other stuff is entertainment and for other people, right? So you got to do what's right for your family and personally first, and all this other stuff. The fish are going to be there. The lake is going to be there.
Yep.
God willing. We'll come back and visit it again. I don't know if the information I got is the same as yours. It's not going to be on. I haven't seen an official termination of that tournament. And until that happens, it's hearsay until someone in that group makes a definitive answer, right?
Well, I look forward to seeing what you got up your sleeve
It's gonna be fun.
Kings of Clear Lake. And
so listen, if anybody's still got questions about what's going on, this is what's going to happen as far as I'm concerned. Write this down. Kings of Clear Lake @gmail.com. That is the email, right? Please do not send anything to my DM, my direct message on Facebook. Me personally, if it's got anything to do with the tournament, the Kings tournament, send any type of information you have to that email. That is the official Kings of Clear Lake email. And once I get access to the Kings of Clear Lake Facebook page, I will start publishing information in what I've got to send out there, or I will create a new one and I will let you know. But write down that email. That's it.
There you go.
Wait, what was that email one more time?
The email, kingsofclearlake @gmail.com.
Questions, and we're looking for people that are going to send emails of saying, I want to be a volunteer. I want to lead a committee. That's
only questions about volunteering is the only questions we're accepting.
No, if there's any other questions at all, most of the stuff that you guys most of the answers that you guys are looking for will be in this public service announcement that I'm trying to put on the official page. I don't want to do it in the Clear Lake Catfish page. I want to put it on the actual Kings of Clear Lake page that I don't have access to yet. And if it takes too long, I will just create another one. And I don't want to do that because it's got over almost 400 followers in there, and I want to make sure we keep it as condensed as we can. But if I have to start over,
all right,
I gotta start over.
Gotta move forward.
Move forward.
Perfect.
Okay. Now I'm done. Now let's.
Anyway,
minute was Stony Stone.
Thanks for watching.
Eric Time Hatter.
Want to thank our guest Richard for coming on today. Last minute it was funny. I was talking to Richard today. Said, "Man, what's going on at Kings of Clear Lake?" So, don't you have a podcast tonight? I'm all, come on over. We had some halibut.
That was good too.
Halibut tacos.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Shout out to the wife for putting that together, man. It was really good.
And then of course,
Cooking with Stony Stone.
There you go. Richard brought some gifts. We're gonna finish this off today.
Smithville.
Yeah. So
single.
So good. So good.
Nice and smooth. So.
But until next week, thanks for watching A Minute with Stony Stone. And next Monday, 7 o'clock, we'll see what we got going on. I have no idea yet.
All right.